operation. This is Isaiah. I hope everyone's doing okay. This decode's gonna be a different one. I think I've decided to take aim towards something and expose it for what it really is. I have done this before, but not through decode. And I've lost a lot of friends to this, but it is what it is. You see how it is, and everyone sees their own error code. But when I get into the decode, you'll see why. And this is just a FYI. This is my opinion, not yours. You don't even have to watch this. But this is for your warning. I'm just letting you know right now. What you think you is doing is not what you think you're doing. It's very, very far beyond that. And it's pretty fucked up. So, I told you to pay attention to symbolism. It's important. Because when learning symbolism, you learn to pay attention to the details, right? And paying attention to details, you pick up the breadcrumbs that the enemies leave. The Jesuits are in control. They're the ones that run the show. Like I always say in all my decodes. All my decodes. But the Freemason, the Masonic order, is in control of America. And the Jesuits run under, or run above, the Freemasons. The Freemasons run under the Jesuits. That's the thing. That's why you're seeing so much Freemason stuff and just a little of IHS that I've exposed. But this decode is it's either gonna hurt a lot of females' feelings, because I'm gonna expose a corporation for what it really is. And it's a shame. It really is. I mean, because this is going to go on YouTube, and there's going to be people that see this, and they're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm going to show you. Before we get into this, I'm going to show you a document that I guarantee 100%, almost 98% of the people that do this don't look into this. They're just ready to make the money. But I'm here to expose it, like I always do. And I'm going to show you, because I have the key. And that's Sora, or Roxas. Sora is Roxas. That's Kingdom Hearts. But this decode's about to get very interesting. And it can't be about all females, but mostly females use Onlyfans. And I've lost a lot of friends' respect for that use OnlyFans, and I get you want to use it to make money, but selling pictures of yourself and doing dirty things, I mean, is it really worth it? Do you feel better about it? Exposing yourself it's not advertising. You may think it's advertising because you're selling it as yourself for people, and you gotta look at it like that. People are subscribing to you. They are paying money to get your dirty pictures and dirty videos, and it's not. And I know that term "dirty," if it's a job, because you'll get that fine line where you'll get these people that do this OnlyFans, and this is where I'm drawing that fine line, and this is where it's going to upset people. But I'm trying to show people you had a choice, and you make that choice, and when you cross into that realm, sign into that contract, and you're making money, and you like what you're doing, and you're staying in that contract, you didn't tread lightly, well, there's more that meets the eye than what you realize. And I don't think you guys understand what happens when you put your pictures out on the internet and videos. Data isn't what you think it is. It's free. It's free. If you think private is private, you better put on more underwear and clothes, I'm telling you. That's not private. And it's, in my personal opinion, once again, OnlyFans is just a disgusting website to me. It's downgrading to women 100%, and I wish it never existed because I feel like it hurt this generation very bad. But, it is what it is. So, that's why I'm here to expose it with Gematria. But when you understand that when you are selling your pictures and videos, and you got people that are dying to see what you got, then you're kind of like a slave to the system. You see what I'm saying? So, and there's always going to be a want and a need, and you won't have a choice. As vivid as it looks, but I've known females that's done it for a few months, and they've got out of it because how weird it got, and they've had people stalk them, and it's disgusting. It really is. But I need you to understand something, how data works. That is very interesting. And how third-party data is stored in your private information. And what you think is secure isn't secure. You may think it's in a system locked in place where you want it, but it's actually in a really, really, really bigger system that everyone has ties to. You don't see that, but I'm going to show you. Data always has you, and it always will, because you're a part of that contract. It's unfortunate, but a beautiful rose will always shed. That's the thing. Everyone makes mistakes. So if you listen to what I say carefully, or you know someone maybe you can help them out. Because they may not know, but they're always ready for the next subscriber. They don't get no sleep. There is no sleep in that part of the game. But we're about to go through a journey, and it's about to get very, very interesting. It gets deep, as always, but I show you nothing, and I mean nothing, comes in the way of what I need to expose. And I expose it every time, my friends, for you. So let's do this shit. But first, I need you to understand, this is where it gets interesting. This is their site, right? Well, their site, you got a choice to sign in with Twitter, Google, or make your own account through Onlyfans itself. And at the bottom here, if you see right, the USC 2257. 2257 is 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 7 is 16, 6 plus 1 is 7. Ritual. This is a ritual. It's right on their site. Literally, I just broke that down right there at the bottom. Now, what you need to do before you sign up and do any of this bullshit, what you need to do is go down toward the bottom, and we're going to look at their privacy policy. Now, this right here is the following to understand how we process the safeguard of your personal data about you. Your personal data, we collect categories about your personal. You can read all this right here. All this stuff right here. This is all the data they collect. Payment information, which is, I mean, that makes sense because if you want to get paid. But the interesting part, this is the categories. They collect two different personal data. And this is where it gets very deep. Read this very carefully. Number 5 is biometric information. But it gets more interesting. Number 6 is internet or other electronic network activity information, including but not limited to browser history, search history, and information regarding customers' interactions with an internet website, application, or advertisement. Number 7, which 7 is ritual, audio, electrical, visual, thermal. Did you hear me? Thermal, olfactory, which I've never heard the term, and similar information that they won't even put out. They're just putting out similar information. But it gets even better. This is their privacy policy. This gets better than that. It's super deep. So, let's see here. Now, this part right here, how we obtain your personal data directly from you. You got two choices. They can take it from you directly or automatically and indirectly from you. For example, through and as a result of your use of the access of the service, we also collect IP addresses and browser types from the devices you use. Do I gotta repeat that? So once you already signed into this contract, you fucked up because they automatically can do what they want with what you have. First of all, and I ain't even shown you the decode. Their policy, that's their job to tell you what they're doing, and they're telling you, but you got to dig through all the way down here. It was last modified in 2020 in December, which December is 12, like 201, like I'm exposing it in 2021 right now. Interesting, ain't it? So, let's see here. Yeah, you had two choices, directly from you or automatically or indirectly from you. Literally. It's unbelievable. But when you get it, when you get their privacy policy, their data collecting, their identifier protocols, the commercial information they need, the biometric information, their internet history, browser history that you use, they need for relevant content, tool data searching algorithms for customers to help advertise your pictures and stuff. It's deep, but the most interesting part is number 6 and 7. Because they will record your audio, electrical, visual, thermal, and similar information. So it could be your camera on your phone anytime they want, even though if you don't want to take pictures at the moment, maybe they want to take pictures of you. You see what I'm saying? It's deep. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in the decode and crack this shit open because this is deep. And you know I'm going to break out the memo pad. Now I showed you before. I'm going to explain this once. Every video I'm going to explain this one time. The top layer of the decode is the surface codex. This is the surface codex. What pops up here Gematria exposure operation 271854-9. That is the surface codex numbers. Surface crust, the top numbers. So when you're lining up a script, you can either find the surface crust or you can dig deeper and find the truth and expose it through the whole paradox matrix. The paradox matrix is the gem matrix and new matrix together equaling the fourth matrix, the paradox matrix. It's deep, but once you follow along, you start picking up on this, and it's very easy to learn. And I'm going to do this decode differently. I know I've been lining these numbers up weirdly, and I'm going to try it a different way this time so you guys can see. So we're going to run Onlyfans. Onlyfans equals, let's see if I'm right, okay, 106, right, 34, see now I'm just going to go down with them instead of across, 110, 38. Right? Now I'm going to break these down. So 106 has 3 answers. And we're looking for the truth in Onlyfans. That's what I'm trying to expose. That's when you get decode. That's why I decode very differently than other people. But you see, I line it up and I show you the truth through the decodes. So 106, which is actually 6. 0 has no value. 0 never has any value, just like your X. Don't forget that. So we're going to do 6 plus 1 equals 7, right? 6 minus 1 equals 5. 6 times 1 equals 6, right? So you got 5, 6, or 7. That is the only outcomes of that, besides 61 or 16. Because we're seeing it as a script. But we're looking for these numbers right here. These are the ones we're watching for. Remember that. Hopefully you're following along. We're going to go straight down to the next one. 34 is 4 plus 3 equals 7. Right? The same 7 and 106. See, you see what I'm doing here, right? I'm exposing the real truth in the numbers so I can find the truth. So 7. Okay. Now, you can do 4 times 3 equals 12. And 12 is a big number in this decode. I'll put him right there so you remember him. And then you can do 4 minus 3 equals 1. And 1 is a special one too. So don't forget about him either. So far we got 2 matches with the 7. See 7? Then you got 7 up here. 6 plus 1 is 7, and the 106. And hopefully you're following. I brought those numbers straight down here. So now we're on 110. Now 110 is, this one's different. 110 can be 11 or 2, because 0 has no value. It's 1 plus 1 equals 2, or 1 times 1 equals 1. Don't forget about that 1, right? I told you. Remember, you got 2 1s now. So it gets interesting. There's many truths here, and you gotta dig. That's why this stuff, Gematria, is not for the people that don't want to do the digging. Like, if you gotta dig to find the truth. And I get you can do these surface codecs and find the surface matches, but I'm showing you I can expose a whole ass company like Onlyfans, and I'm doing it right now in front of you. Watch carefully, because Gematria is very real. People doubt this, and it's not fake at all. Not fake. So now we're on to 38, and we know what 38 equals in a lot of other decodes. 38 equals murder, right? So don't forget about 38 equal murder. But there's many paradoxes here. We're going to do 8 plus 3 equals 11, which is the same 11 in the 110, right? Right above. So it's another special one. And then we're going to do 8 minus 3 equals 5. 5 was a Masonic number, remember? Because Masonic equals 50. And that's just 5. So don't forget about Masonic being 5. It's deep once you remember these numbers. Now, 8 times 3 equals 24. Now you got to break that down more. Go down more. So then we're going to do 4 plus 2 equals 6. Which is the same 6 up here in 106, remember? So that's another 6. You see how I'm connecting all these numbers? I'm trying to line up the mean, median, mode, basically, and wherever the truth is, that's where you know you can expose it. It gets difficult. I know this is deep. So 6 or 4 times 2 equals 8. That's our first 8 in Onlyfans. But that's an 8 and 38 as well, weirdly enough. It'd be 3 8s. So don't think about that way though. That's just, I just was looking at it like that. But so we got 7, 5, or 6, another 7, a 12, a 1, a 2 and a 1, which is the 12 up there, and 34 up here. And then if you take the 11 you got out of 83, you got more 2 connections than anything, but the 756 is where you pay attention, because 7 is ritual. And Onlyfans, right on the front page, their USC number 2257 was 16, which is 6 plus 1 is 7. So it's not hard to catch the drift. But Onlyfans, right? So that being said, how about we put in no privacy, because that's what it sounds like. Pretty much you don't have. And weirdly enough, no privacy equals 120. Like in 2021, not much privacy going around, or people even have. It's just a lot of exposing going on. That's all I'm doing. So, funny joke here, inside joke. And no privacy equals 51, which is 5, which is still Masonic. But it gets deep right here. So, we're going to pull these numbers down, and you can see no privacy and Onlyfans only line up in the reverse ordinal, which if you take the 120 and you do 1 times 0, you get 0, and then you just have 2. And then if you go up to the 110, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 0 has no value, which is just 2. So it has one connection, literally. But I showed you actually it's going to have way more connections than that. And we're going to bring it straight down, and I'm going to show you. So I guess I'll keep going down here. Yeah, we'll cut this in half here. So now no privacy equals 123, 51, 120, and 48. Now 123 though, this gets interesting. I'm going to do these quick because I don't know how much space I have on my phone, but I'm going to show you because I've already got pretty much exposed most of the way. So 123 is 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. The same 6 up in 106 in Onlyfans. You see that? Equals 6, which if you take the 106, 1 times 0, 0, you have 6. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So it lines straight up right there. But that's that hidden paradox that you're not going to see on the calculator app itself, on the I can't ever say that word right, the app. But this gets deep here. So now we're on 51 because we got the 6. Now you can already see 51 is 5 plus 1 equals 6. Yep, what you know. And now you see that 120 is the 12. And 34 4 times 3 is 12. You see that? 12, because 0 has no value, so it's just 12. Interesting, huh? No privacy, Onlyfans, lining straight up. Gets crazy though, gets more deeper than that. So now we're on to, well, you can also see that, already, yeah, I showed you that it has 120, basically there's no privacy in 2021, ever. And everything is getting exposed in many ways. But we're on to 48 now, which has 2 answers, and this gets deep. You can do 8 plus 4 equals 12. The same 12. Let me go ahead and put it. The same 12 and 43. So 8 plus 4 is the 12, which is the 2 and the 110. 48, 8 plus 4 is 12, which is 2, which is 1 plus 1 is 2. And that's just no privacy. Now what if we keep adding? Now I'm showing you, I'm breaking these down. That line straight up, you had 2 6s and 2 12s. Literally. 2 6s and 2 12s. The 123 and no privacy was really a 6. The 51 was a 6. The 120 was a 12. And the 48 was a 12. But 48 also, there's more to that. 8 times 4 equals 32. And then 3 plus 2 equals 5. The same 5 and 106. So you see it has 2 connections. It equals the 110 and it equals the 106. It's very ritual. It's deep, but I'm exposing it through the mathematical formulas and paradoxes. Now, this decode can go 2 ways right now. I got over 5 or 6 more words I can put in here and really expose people for what they're doing, or I can just cut to the chase, and that's most likely what I'm going to do here, because I got to get up here at about 4:30 a.m. and you can see it's 122 up there at the top. So I'll show you 2 more though. This gets, well, we'll go 3. This gets deep, but I'm gonna have to go quick for you guys. So obviously, when we're using Onlyfans, it's kind of like XXX, right? It's the new porn sites, pretty much, but you got to subscribe to it. Well, you see, it literally doesn't equal nothing on the top, but XXX equals 9. And I showed you, I'll type it in and show you real quick. I won't put it into the script, but I'll show you. Hell equals 9. 9. 19 is 9. 9 times 1 is 9. Interesting. Hell also equals 71, which is 7. Lucifer equals 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, literally. So, it gets deep though. We're going to go ahead and now go back to XXX. Oh, I put Lucifer in there. It's okay, because Lucifer lines up with Onlyfans, funny enough. And it lines up with Onlyfans. That was an accident, but it's funny. 38 lines up with Onlyfans 38. And 43 lines up with the 34 on the top of the script. That's deep. Deep, son. Also lines up. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 7. The same 7 in Onlyfans. 6 plus 1 is 7. But yeah, we're going to get back to this now. Now we're on to XXX. And XXX pretty quick, because it has 2 9s. But you can see XXX equals 72. 18, 9, which is hell, and 9. So when you're really sending dirty pictures, those XXX pictures, I wouldn't be doing that if I was you. But you can do what you want. I mean, I haven't for a very long time, so I can admit to it, but I think we all have. So, no shame, no foul, no shame. Just wake up to it. So, check this out though. 72 has a couple answers here. 7 times 2 equals 14. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Right? The same 5 in the 106 in Onlyfans. So 72 is 5. The same 5 in Onlyfans 106. You see how I broke it down right there? So it's deep. Or you can do 7 plus 2 equals 9. The same 9 equals 9 and the same 9 in hell. Just like the 9's in the same cipher as XXX itself. So it would be 4 9's all the way across. 7 plus 2 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 and 9. Literally. 2 9's. It's deep. So 8 plus 1 equals 9. So far you're catching my drift. I hope you're gaining my trust here. But I'm showing you guys how to see these guys so you can fight them. And you can read your script. And it gets deeper. Because the next this one's going to really wake some people up here. May not think about it, but if you are doing it, you are a sex slave. 100%, because you signed into a contract. But as you can see, sex slave only lines up with XXX. 109 is the 9 in XXX and in hell. But we're going to go ahead and bring these down. Bring this down some little bit. 07, 26, 109, and 46. Okay. 107 is 7 minus 1 equals 6. The same 6 in the 106 in Onlyfans. See how I'm tying everything back to Onlyfans? Literally, it's scripted. But it gets better than that. 6 times 2 equals 12. The same 12 in Onlyfans. Because 4 times 3 is 12. You can see here, I showed you where I broke it down. I showed you I broke down the answers, all the answers, so you could see. There's many outcomes, but you gotta find the truth. And that's what I'm doing. I'm showing you the truth of this decode. The exposure part of it. Now, 109 is 9 plus 1 equals 10. Or 1. Right? And the 1 was the 110 in Onlyfans. Literally. The 110. Interesting, huh? Now, we're on 46. 46 is 6 plus 4 equals 10. No shit, huh? Another 10. 2 10s, right? That's crazy. 109 and 46 both equal 10. The same 10 in OnlyFans. Sex slave. Now, the last one I'm doing here is the deep part, because it's the contract that you sign. You may not see it this way, but rappers have to sell their soul. So you pretty much sold your soul. Right? Wrong. I mean, you're gonna tell me wrong because you don't want to believe that. But I'm telling you, that's pretty much what had happened. Pay attention to my decodes, because I don't mislead people at all. And a lot of my friends are starting to wake up to this and pay attention that there's meaning to these numbers. Now, 196, 52, 128, oops, sorry about that, and 65. We'll go ahead and start on 65. 6 minus 5 equals 1. Or 5 minus 6, yeah. It's the same 1 and 110. Literally. In OnlyFans. But we're gonna keep going. 128. There's a few here. 12 times 8 equals 96. Right? 9 plus 6 equals 15. Now, 5 plus 1 equals 6. The same 6 in 106 in OnlyFans, literally. And you see how I had to break it down to 3 layers? Well, that's because we went from the surface to the Gematria to the new matrix. We could have went deeper. I was going to show you another one, but we don't have to. I'm just showing you the 6 is there. I was going to show you dual connections, but I'm running out of time here. Now, we're on 52. Let me make this a little bit bigger. We'll do 52 here. 5 times 2 equals 10. The same 10 and the 110 on the surface codex. And that's the interesting part. But it gets more deeper than that. 5 plus 2 equals 7. The same 7 in the 106 in OnlyFans. Now, $196. 19 times 6. 19 times 6 equals 114. 11 minus 4 equals 7. See how I did that? Went from the surface gem matrix, then the new matrix. Literally exposed the whole thing about OnlyFans. That's sad. And you wouldn't even know it because you couldn't find it on the surface. None of that would have matched on the surface, except for Lucifer matching up with OnlyFans. But if you woke up to it, and you understand now that the system has more control than what you think, then you understand that their privacy policy, when it's talking about collecting internet and electronic information activity, and you not having any right, they will automatically or indirectly get the information from you through collected IP addresses and browsers on your device. You have no privacy. You can't run. But it's okay, my friends. That's why I'm showing you. Stay woke, my friends. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. Gematria Exposure Operation on Facebook. My team is growing each and every day. And shout out to the real ones. Appreciate all you guys. And I appreciate all my newcomers. Much love, and I hope I didn't break any hearts.